you definitely need to be considerate of that.
Yeah. So I think there's like a sweet spot. I think there's
always a sweet spot.
You're just a bad person. Don't ignore her. See, I'm the same here.
I didn't know she had flashbacks. That's on her. I only said there's always a sweet spot.
She's gaslighting me, guys. This is the toxic kindness I'm dealing with. Hi, I'm Neiimat.
And this is Sophie. You're welcome to the Vivid Experience podcast. And basically, this is pretty much like your average podcast with some differences.
Yeah. So what's different is we don't lie. We don't say anyway. We don't have time. We're busy. We're booked. But the Vivid podcast, the reason why we're here is because we realize there's a lot of things that have been said that don't necessarily lead into action for most people. And here you'll be sure you'll be getting everything detailed. Like I said, it will be authentic, it will be honest, and it will be as detailed as possible. Hence the name Vivid. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and you have fun with us. So,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, audience. Thank you. Thank you, our family members and friends that are watching this.
God, I hope my family isn't watching this too much.
My family shouldn't watch this, though, please. So, we're talking about privacy. If that's really a bad thing, because I feel like, and this is to you, Sophie, I feel like you're really on the internet, guys.
Yeah, I've been trying. I do my best. To confuse the audience.
I think in this age where there's so much access to information, people sort of feel entitled a bit to have access to what's happening in your life. And that's why some people then sort of overcorrect with the entire private thing. I'm actually part of this, some people actually.
I was just about to say your name.
I think I'm overcorrecting. I have no profile picture. You can't see when I was like, I'm just like, because I feel like what happens, I'm very selfish with my memories, especially people that I love.
Do you actually create those memories, document those memories?
So that's where I think I actually suck.
So there are many ways you can make excuses for what it is that you do. Or reasons. Okay, let's say reasons. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be...
honestly,
I'm trying to be kind.
I deal with. No kindness here.
Toxic kindness.
Meaning
No, because actually, how do I put it? I think that privacy is important. I think that you definitely need to own the narrative about your life, right? If you feel like the best way you can cope is hiding your entire life, that's okay, but you also need to understand that there's certain opportunity costs that you're letting go of. You taking off your profile picture from certain media channels that you would ordinarily be reached out to from is you taking out your personality, really. How do I know that this is you? Do you understand what I mean?
Like LinkedIn, right?
Right. I mean, if you take your profile picture out of LinkedIn, my assumption is you don't expect to have connections off of there, because the first form of connection is people would see your face and then they would understand that this is your person, this is your identity. The second thing, or the reason I feel like it's important that you own the narrative, is because, like you rightfully said, we are in a digital age and time. People are taking advantage of other people's identity to do nefarious things. You understand what I mean? And so you definitely need to be considerate of that.
So I think there's like a sweet spot. I think there's
always a sweet spot.
You're just a bad person. Don't ignore her. See, I'm the same here.
I didn't know she had flashbacks. That's on her. I only said there's always a sweet spot.
She's gaslighting me, guys. This is the toxic kindness I'm dealing with. But
it takes practice.
I was going to say sweet spot again, but no, I will not be tempted. There's a good place. I landed at a good place. But there's a good place where you can sort of keep your privacy,
absolutely,
while also being open. For example, I think of LinkedIn as a business channel. It's a strictly professional channel. I'm here to show the work that I've done before and projects that I'm currently part of. Right? Think of it as a tracker for my career.
That's that you give me a chance also. It is what it is. It's also a job search platform.
Exactly, right? So it's sort of a tracker for the public to see what I've done professionally. But then I have Instagram. I know it's hard to believe, but I really do have an Instagram page.
Yeah, she does.
But my Instagram is just for vibes and my friends and people that I know on a really close level. Not like my closest friends, but people that I know every single person that follows me. I know them, and it's just for them, my friends, to send me reels and stuff like that, and maybe once in a while, I share something exciting that's not necessarily fully professional that I've been a part of, like, Girls Trip. I put that on social media.
Girls Trip was fun.
Girls Trip was fun, guys. The tea will come later.
You put all our business on social media. Are we ready to post all that? But okay.
She's making it seem like it's not that, it wasn't
you
that.
You posted like 10 photos.
It's 15, but okay. But then I also understand that there's so many other elements of my life that are really private. Like it's for me and the group chat only. It's for me and the girls in the group chat only. Yeah. So I think for work, I think you can find the sweet spot in between making sure a professional platform like LinkedIn is clean and it's there for that purpose. You can be active there and everything, while also keeping like your personal platforms, like separate them into personal and work. I think that's what works for me. Well, that's what I think works for me. It's how I can stay private, but I'm still on the internet.
And as I said, the most important thing for me is to own my narrative. Okay, yeah. So I will definitely do my best to have a presence across the platforms, because there's a certain place I know I want to get to, and I don't want to be mistaken by anyone else, even though there's, of course, there are chances where that might happen and it's out of your control, but you have an identity. Again, a lot of people say I don't use X, but then your president is there, and there's a reason he's there, and the president of the United States is there, so you should probably have your own profile there as well, right? You understand what I mean? And then going to the kind of content that you post, that also goes down to your own philosophy, right? A lot of people don't know this, but I hardly post recent stuff on my social media pages, any of them.
I know. But you people don't know. I know.
Yes. But then it's also like, and this is how I think of Instagram. It's like a scrapbook of memories that I put there. I also want people to know that I'm kind of active, and I do get a lot of reach as it concerns my professional, what I do on the job, right? Yeah. And I have great interest in sustainability. How am I going to reach these people?
Yeah, true.
Like, what's the first point of reach? It's most likely Instagram, and you cannot undermine that.
Yeah.
Right? LinkedIn, fantastic tool as well to get your narrative on the outside.
Yeah.
I did something 2 years ago where I think it was 12 days of projects counting down to Christmas, and it was projects that my team and I had executed as it concerns sustainability, right, and everything that we had done to underserved communities in that period of the year, and it somehow got to audience far and wide within and outside of the company. Okay.
Yeah.
And we started to get callbacks like from Spain, from the US. Nigeria was definitely put there, and now we have a digital equity accelerator program of $400,000 access to organizations, because they were like, we have people there, there is presence there, there is a market of people that need this solution. And if I had kept all of that to myself, and I did it on Instagram, and I did it on LinkedIn. Right? And there are a few people that saw it on Instagram, and then of course the people within my professional network saw it on LinkedIn, and it was just easier to defend certain budgets that we ask for. You understand what I mean? So it goes beyond you. You definitely have to have some sort of philosophy. And then going back to Insta, the people that I speak to, not every day, but once a month maybe, and they're like, Soph, you posted something the other day and it spoke to me, and I had no idea, because when I posted it's probably because I had that thought like 3 months ago. I'm like, I remember when that happened, and I'm gonna put it out there, right?
Hey guys, she says the best views, like honestly. Sophie gives me like Instagram joy. Like when I open
it's
my
like
Instagram,
my love letter, right?
I know.
I just in that way
Sophie
we touch.
insults me through those reels sometimes.
I don't know what she's talking about.
But I think I agree with you, right? I personally get overwhelmed with so much social media. And this is not a great thing to say as someone who works in communications.
Remind us what you do again.
But I personally get overwhelmed from social media. I get overwhelmed when there's like so many things in my face because I can't process all of it at once. I'm always feeling things as if I add the internet's own to my own. I'll just be crying. I'll just sit there and be crying and be sad. That's actually, I'm serious.
Neiimat is a fantastic empath, guys.
Thank you. But I do think because of that, it makes me very intentional what I consume. Like crazy. My Instagram, I think I follow like 20 people. Mine used to be stuck at 20 subscriptions. So once my subscriptions pass 20, somebody's gotta go. I don't hate them. I love their content, but I can't have too much in my face. And once I start seeing that the algorithm is showing me something I don't want, this block straight, right?
Let's talk about the algorithm.
The almighty master of our lives. But so to your point, I do think I would say my advice, especially for people who are starting their careers. Please, you are starting your career, don't listen to me. Be out there. If you're starting your career, all listen to us. Put your work out there. Please. I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna let you know I finished that project. And I'll do after. And I say, oh, like the game marathon, right? I ended up 2 months after the game marathon saying, oh my god, it was so great to work with these partners. And I think a friend of mine was like, you worked on that? I was there. Like, oh, I did. That's a project, a project I'm keen about. Do you get?
I completely get you.
I just feel like it's a more of, you can find the balance, right? Especially like you said, what you need it for. I find that LinkedIn is great for my work. Honestly, it is. The connections I get is like, oh, you know me. Nice. I really feel happy when people send me connections and they want to work with me or whatnot. I get really happy from that. But I also think the line stops there for me. You don't get access to my Instagram. You get access to my email. Send me an email. But you don't get access to my Instagram. That's your own CIA work to go and do if you want to find it. You don't get access to my WhatsApp, especially if it's not work related. And so that helps me sort of manage like access to me, and also the way that I am in people's lives too, because it's a two-way street. I have access to you virtually, because personal relationships are really scary these days, especially with influencers and fan clubs and everything. It's scary. So I feel like one way for me to, I'm not a celebrity, one way for me to I'm not saying like,
I have so many opinions.
just so interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, guys, you have it. Protect yourself, control the narrative, and evolve. True. It's okay to pivot.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There was a time I was posting on LinkedIn every day.
Why?
I wanted to, and it served its purpose.
That's
right, and because at that time there was a general theme in my life, and I think it was resilience and it was consistency, and I did it, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it served its purpose. It definitely put me out there to certain people that needed to know about me, so that when I'm not in rooms where decisions are being made, I was spoken for positively.
Actually, it just reminded me of something. I think the last thing I want to say is reputation now is online. Honestly, it is, right? I feel like the internet is like our own personal, like, I won't say scorecard, but we can sort of manage our reputations there, right? I know who I am, like, personally, in personal notes. Like, if you know me in person 101, you know the names that you get. But I also have a very good idea of what my reputation, especially professionally, is like you said, to the narrative. And so it helps me to know how to tweak it a bit and allow the public follow me on my journey in the ways that I'm changing. Like when I remember my picture on LinkedIn is when I had hair and it was pink, right? And the reason why it's still there is because that was a change in my life that I made to transition to colored hair, and I've left it like that. If you meet me in person, you're not so jarred. If you see my LinkedIn, you're not so jarred when you see my haircut and in color. Do you get? So like it's sort of like the public is gonna follow me on the transformation that I'm into this nose ring wearing, jewelry wearing person, as opposed to maybe like 3 years ago when I was probably different. Do you get?
Yeah. I get you. So Neiimat, You know how much I love you.
Today's 15th.
I know, but imagine it's still Valentine's Day.
Had to. No flowers.
I mean, you just had to tell them our business. Today's 15. 15 to when? 2024, 2025, 2026? Never know.
True, actually.
But again, back to my surprise. Guess.
Money.
Ta-da!
No.
A working flip phone.
Press it.
Yeah, so all your dreams can come true about going off grid. It's not a satellite phone, which is what you asked for.
Can I touch it?
And you need to be nicer to me.
Santa, please.
I like to be called Mama Claus.
Oh, Mama.
So I'm waiting. I'm listening.
Mama Claus, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like the color. Can you see? It's cool. She has like Motorola Hello Moto. Oh my god. It's viral. It's like what I was doing, guys, my pros like, excuse me, I want to take a phone call. I just I need to open well. Open. Hello? No, not a good time. We'll meet at 5. Oh,
like,
love it.
Didn't I tell you we're over?
On the flip phone.
On the flip phone. That just shows how much I care about the relationship. I just mentioned.
I answered on my flip phone.
Yeah. It's like I couldn't text you obviously because then I'm gonna have to type everything multiple times. But I told you already I'm busy.
I'm booked. Do you know like when you have like multiple numbers, like, oh, this is my main number, you now bring out a flip phone.
You can reach me here anytime.
That's 2005, like Nollywood film when they're in campus.
Aura for aura.
I love it. Thank you. This is so nice. I'm gonna keep it. Thank you.
Yeah, I get you.
Thank you, guys. You see, my vivid imagination.
Vivid imagination.
Thank you very much for joining. And this will be on follow us on Instagram. Or comment on Instagram. And we're taking over. Have a wonderful day.